Hey everybody. So this is a new video, I'm kind of going to be revamping what I'm doing. So I kind of had this epiphany, I guess you could say. I in the past videos that I have focused a lot on porn, struggles with porn, men dealing with that. But I would like to kind of change that up. Not to completely like get away from porn and talking about that, but I really think that one of the things that I think helped me a lot when I'm dealing with, let's just say, any addictions. My addiction was porn, but one of the things that really helped me a lot was focusing on other things. Kind of like, because for a while when I first started that journey, I was just focusing on trying not to look at porn, trying to basically not do things. So my mind actually ended up being on that more than I wanted to. So it was like really what helped was, hey, what else can I focus on? How can I just become better, challenge myself, learn more? Okay, so I started reading some more books. I started meeting with men, and it became less, some men, usually one-on-one, I could talk about some porn stuff, and I found other men that dealt with that also. But, I would meet sometimes with multiple men. Not everybody deals with that. So we would talk about anything. I have guys who struggle with alcohol. I know guys who struggle with anger, and stuff like that. Just all kinds of different things. So I feel like, in general, we could reach more people in these videos. And this is just going to be the intro video to explain what I'm doing. But I feel like we could really help more people, and also at the same time help with the porn struggle if we focus just on becoming better men. But the trick is, it's not by our power, it's by God's power. So ultimately we need to be more Christ-like, more like Jesus. We need to learn things about Jesus. We need to focus on Jesus, and we need to kind of mirror our lives about Jesus, more about Jesus. That's really so positively encouraging each other to become better. Not focusing on our faults all the time. I'm not going to talk about our faults all the time. I want to talk about what are good things that we can aspire to do and to be and to act like. So this is a new series basically in this channel, and I've even revamped the name of this channel. It's going to be called Iron Jesus, and the idea is we like the verse. Okay, let me go to it. The verse, Proverbs 27:17, and this is kind of my whole focus here, is as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And I think in other versions, I think maybe the King James, it says one man sharpens another. I think this is going to be more focused on men, but obviously anyone can listen. But the goal, the Iron Jesus, the idea is we need to consider ourselves like iron, sharpening each other, getting better, challenging ourselves to become better, to become more like Jesus. So it's the journey from like a raw piece of iron to Jesus. And that journey is a multi-year journey. It will take, it's a long process. And another part in the Bible says, no one is righteous, no, not one. Basically, no one's perfect. No one has this right. You could find your pastor, you could find an elder, or you could find just a good person that you've known for a long time that is an older gentlemen, and you could think they are so much better of a person than you. They, do all the right things and all that. But there is no way they are perfect. They are not righteous. No one is righteous. Not one. But our goal is to become more Christ-like. It can be done with the power of God. It's not by our own efforts and power. It's through God. And I think one of the ways to do that is to work together, to sharpen each other like iron sharpens iron. That's how we can do that. And you might think, well, what's the point? If we're never going to be righteous or perfect, what's the point? Well, I believe, honestly, I'm just going to be upfront. I believe that's our purpose in life. Why are we even here in life? Like, I've thought this before. I go to work, come home. What's the point? You have your family, but your family grows up, your kids grow up, and they move out, and it's like, well, what's the point of all of this? What's the point of this life? I truly feel like it's to better ourselves, to become better, to learn, to grow, to be more Christ-like, and not to the point. So it's not for perfection. That's something we got to remember. I've heard the saying, progress over perfection. Don't think about the end goal necessarily. Think about, because we won't get there till we're in heaven. But think about, how do we get there? What do we need to do to be get on the process of slowly growing? That's what we need to think about, day by day. Progress over perfection. I didn't do the math. I was going to do the math when I forgot, but I'm 40 years old, and I'm just going to bet maybe I have another 40 years in this life. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know where you're at. Some of you may be younger. Some of you may have 60 more years left in this life. So in 40 years, so I'm just going to use me as an example. What can I do in 40 years to become better or more Christ-like, to the point where when I'm 80 years old, I am as close to Christ as I possibly can be? See, that's what we need to think about. It's a process. And I don't know. Oh yeah, the math. I was going to say, I don't know how many days that would be. 40 years, 365 days a year. That's a lot of days. If we grow, or at least try and make an effort to grow and challenge ourselves one day at a time, just a small, tiny bit, we talked, porn was one thing I've talked, but it could be take an addiction. Let's just say addictions. Okay. If you could just maybe take one day, fast from that addiction for one day, just to pray, spend time with God. One day. That's it. That is one day that you've done that could mean so much to your life. One day, pray. If you're not a prayer, I'm not a prayer, and I need to get better at that. I'm working on trying to read the Bible more, and I've done a little better than I have in the past, but that's another thing. If you could just take, one day I'm going to read the Bible, or I'm going to pray, but just do it. And just think about it one day at a time. Don't think I'm going to do this every day for whatever minutes a day and make this plan that we might end up failing. Don't even think about that. Just think about one day. If we try, and then maybe in a few days, or maybe you do it a couple days, and then maybe you forget. But then maybe in a few days, you think about it again, and you listen to this channel, and maybe that helps you, remind you. You talk to some friends, some guys that help you, to remind you to pray, to read the Bible, to work on your addiction, just making it slightly better for you. If we continue to work on this like that for 40 years, give or take, we will be so far along, so much better. By the time 40 years hits, or your end of your life, you will become so much more like Christ that it will be such a blessing to your life. I suggest we do that. And I want to do this together. And I'm kind of excited about this because I had this epiphany, and I'm making this channel, Iron Jesus channel, from Raw Iron to Jesus-like. That's the goal. And we're going to work at it together. And we are going to become better and challenge ourselves. And I ask you guys to accept this challenge. Accept this challenge to listen to this. Now, in the past, I didn't like push for likes or comments or shares. But I'm just going to say, I would actually now. I want this to become, I want more. It's like we're a team. We're all a team. And we need to make each other better. And we have to accept the challenge. Just like how someone would join a team, a sports team, or someone maybe would join the military. They're a cohesive team that has to work together, but we all, when you join something like that, you're accepting a challenge. You are working hard. You are beating yourself up to become better. So like, how can we choose to do that? Join the military or join a sports team or whatever, or work at a workout team at a gym, and we can beat our bodies up to become better, but yet we're not going to accept the challenge, the spiritual, mental challenge to become more spiritual, more Christ-like. I feel like we need to do that. I ask you guys to accept this challenge, to join me in this, talk to people, bring other people along. Let's figure this out together. I don't have all the answers, but I want to try. And so I have a plan that for this series, this Become Better, challenge ourselves to become more Christ-like. I have a plan of going through these attributes of God, or of Jesus, I should say. But anyway, I believe God is Jesus. But we're going to go through what makes Jesus Jesus. And if we can go through that, we will know more about how Jesus is. Who is he? What is he like? And therefore we can try to encourage each other to become more like Jesus. So, because we can't just say, I want to be more like Jesus, if we don't really know what that even means. So this is what I'm going to do for the next, I don't know how long. There's a bunch of them. I found a website, I'll show you on the next video when we start, of attributes of Jesus, to learn more about him so we can be better. So this is it. This is what we're doing, and I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all. Oh yeah, I guess I could show you. This is what I found, and y'all can look this up too. You can do your own thing. You don't have to listen to me. You can do your own thing. You can meet with some guys. You can find this website. You can go. This is 49 character qualities of Christ. And this is what I want to do, because I want us men all over, to just become better men, more manly. Because one thing we can talk about one day is, what does it mean to even be more manly or be a real man? Our society has an idea, and our culture has an idea, and I don't agree with that, with what makes a man a man. That I believe, now I'm not talking biological, I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about like manly attributes, and I believe it is more spiritual than anything. It's more from the Bible. These characteristics we're going to look at, I believe this is how we become more manly. To become a real man is by the example of Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate y'all listening. Please share this with someone. It doesn't have to be a like, share, or comment, but I would love that. I feel like this can be great, and we can help a lot of men out. Talk to somebody about this, and let's go through this together. All right. God bless everybody. Thank you.